Why, hello there, everyone. Street Fighter 6 just recently got its first major patch, and while it seems as if everybody is busy playing with the new character that got added, Rashid, I actually noticed something in these patch notes that I think a lot of people are overlooking. Maybe it's because they're being sidetracked with the new character. Maybe it's because at a glance, this is mostly just bug fixes, right? But there is one thing in particular that I specifically want to bring attention to. So like I said, these are mostly bug fixes or fixing things that were unintentional, right? Before I get to the main thing, I would like to shout out that they actually fixed the drive gauge issue with Zangief. So for anyone that didn't know, for some reason, Zangief in particular had a longer time to get out of burnout for some reason. And they say fixed an issue, right? Making it sound as if this was unintentional. But personally, I think they actually did that. I think someone at Capcom just hates Zangief. And I think they actually, maybe last minute, decided to make his drive gauge recover slower than everyone else's. Maybe it was a way for them to balance the fact that he has more HP than everyone else. But that does not balance it out at all. Having more time in burnout was awful. So I'm glad they fixed that. It's the first step to making Zangief an actual normal functioning character in this game. So please just make Lariat hit on both sides next. Also, when I saw this, I got excited. I was thinking that they were buffing the level 1 super art, right? I was thinking, because at a glance, I saw that they were mentioning hitboxes here, so I was thinking, oh, the hitbox is going to become active sooner, right? So you can actually use it with the manual input as a reaction against the jump in. But no, apparently, when he uses the level 1 super, when he lands, apparently he's still counted as being airborne. Apparently his hurt box, they say hitbox here, but I'm assuming they're talking about the hurt box of Zangief. I'm assuming it counted as an airborne hitbox when he was on the ground. So I guess if somebody were to hit Zangief after he landed, he would be in an airborne juggle state, I guess. I never really encountered anything like that, but I'm going to take their word here. Anyways, the thing I was actually talking about is at the very bottom here regarding Jamie. Here he is. So it's specifically this right here. So crouching light attack. What did they change about his crouching light attack? Actually nothing. What did they change then? Attacks with 4 frames of startup couldn't come out when using modern control. So at first when I read this, I was thinking, what couldn't come out? Was there some kind of bug? The move just wouldn't come out when you pressed it? No. Read the second part of this sentence. So crouching light attack has been changed from crouching light kick to crouching light punch. They are specifically talking about the modern version of Jamie. And when they say it couldn't come out when using modern controls, I think what they're actually saying is in modern controls, Jamie didn't have access to any 4-frame move, any 4-frame or faster move. 4 frames is the fastest a move is in Street Fighter. At least as of right now, I'm pretty sure 4 frames is the fastest a move can be. Maybe there's a 3-frame move out there, but in general, 4-frame is the fastest possible move, right? So why is this important? Well, this is the first instance in which Capcom has directly addressed the balance of a modern character versus a classic character, right? So before the game came out, I had been theorizing, well, if modern controls end up being too strong, how would they balance it, right? Or even if modern controls ended up being way weaker than what they were wanting, how would they balance it in that way? How would you buff or nerf modern controls, right? One way to do it would be to just nerf or buff something that is present on both characters. So for example, they could have, if they thought Jamie was too weak in modern, right, but they wanted to buff something that would affect both, they could have picked a move that is present in both classic and modern Jamie and buffed it, right? But that's not what they did. They specifically buffed the modern version of Jamie, not the classic version of Jamie. So this corroborates what I was originally theorizing, and my theory was that they were going to treat modern characters and their classic counterparts as 2 separate characters. So the fact that they are buffing modern Jamie specifically, but not classic Jamie, means in Capcom's eyes, modern Jamie and classic Jamie are 2 separate characters, right? And instead of changing anything about the frame data of modern Jamie, because modern Jamie doesn't have access to all of his moves, just like all of the other modern characters, they decided to swap out one of his moves with one of the moves that he previously didn't have access to, right? So now, like they say here, the crouching light, instead of it being a crouching light kick, it is a crouching light punch. So now, seemingly, he no longer has access to crouching light kick. Unless he has access to crouching light kick via the auto combos, right? Because with Zangief, for example, if you hold down auto and press light, the first part of his auto combo is a crouching light kick, or not crouching light kick, sorry, standing light kick. So even though seemingly when you first pick up modern Geef, it seems as if he's lacking standing light kick, you actually still have access to it via the first part of an auto combo, right? So the auto button is meant to be for auto combos, but if you just hold down auto and press light once, you can essentially use that as a standing light kick button, right? So anybody that's playing Jamie can let me know what his auto combos are, because I don't know what Jamie's auto combos are, right? But imagine if Jamie still had access to crouching light kick via one of the auto combos, right? If it's the first attack in one of his auto combos. In that case, this is just objectively better all around, because he still has access to the move he had before, but now he has access to crouching light punch. But even if he doesn't still have access to crouching light kick, it's probably still an objective buff, right? Because apparently crouching light punch is 4 frames. They're implying that his crouching light punch is 4 frames, whereas the crouching light kick was not. And this makes me wonder, right, if they want to push this even further when they start balancing modern characters later on, are they going to change what the auto combo starting moves are, right? Like I was saying, some moves are still accessible via the first part of an auto combo, right? So, for example, only Zangief's light auto combo starts with something that he doesn't otherwise have. But if you hold down auto and press medium, or hold down auto and press heavy, it doesn't give you anything that you wouldn't normally be able to get in modern mode with Geef anyway, right? So maybe if they want to later buff modern Geef specifically, I don't think they would, right? I'm just speaking theoretically, because I think actually modern Zangief is better than classic Zangief. But for example, if they just wanted to specifically buff modern Geef, instead of swapping out one of his moves like they did with Jamie here, what if they changed the first move of his medium auto combo, and in doing so gave him access to a move that he doesn't normally have in modern mode, right? Like, for example, Zangief's standing heavy kick. He doesn't have standing heavy kick in modern. So what if they changed the first part of his auto heavy combo, right? Because even though that is different from what they did here with Jamie, I'm thinking it's along the same lines of thought, right? The same school of thought of just changing things that are particular to modern controls if you want to balance a modern character in particular. So anyways, I just thought this was really interesting, and I wanted to bring attention to it because I'm sure other people are probably going to make videos talking about the patch notes at least a little bit, but I haven't seen anyone talk about it yet because I just see people playing Rashid. And considering Jamie was at the very bottom here, and he has an actual balance note here in a list that's otherwise just bug fixes, I thought that was really interesting. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think about how they're going to balance modern controls versus classic. Right now, I think it's actually surprisingly okay, because it doesn't seem as if modern controls are just running rampant, right? But they're still viable enough that they're fun to experiment with, and in certain characters' cases, like Zangief, for example, I think modern Geef's actually better than classic. But even while playing as modern Geef, I still have to do manual SPD inputs. I pretty much just play modern Geef for the 1-button level 2 and level 1 if I need to use it as a reaction, right? So I'm actually happy to say that modern controls seem to be okay, right? I was pretty worried about modern controls originally, but it seems as if they're okay. And I think it's good that Capcom is evaluating the modern versions of characters independently from the classic versions of characters, right? So I think that actually means Capcom is paying attention to this stuff, because they're actually evaluating the balance of one version of the character to the other, right? So anyways, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see all of you guys later. So bye for now.